For those of you that don't know me, I am Coach Juliana Ocampos-Berry, Coach O, Miss O, or Jewel OCB as named by the incredible Maisie's. I am the boys varsity soccer coach for Bladensburg High School. I'm also the head coach for the boys soccer team at William Morton Middle School. Tonight, Bladensburg High School had our sports banquet honoring all the teams from this year, where we were finally given our banners for winning the regional championships in 2019 and 2018. 2019, unfortunately, we weren't able to have a banquet because that's when COVID hit. And so I wanted to take the time to recognize some of those players as well after talking about this season. So I'm going to acknowledge this season and our players that won awards first, and then go to the 2019 season. So for the fall regular season, our record was 7 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie. We had 29 goals for and only 7 goals against. Each of our goalkeepers, Christian Canales, Jose Campos Portillo, and Michael Hawk, recorded clean sheets, which means no goals against, with Canales recording a 0.3 goal against average and Hawk earning a semi-pro spot even before graduating. In the back, we had 3 center back captains in Max Lopez, Roman Gonzalez, and Marvin Herrera. Max earned second team All-State and second team All-Met and has been pursued by other schools over the years, but has remained loyal to our Mustangs. In addition to Max, we had 2 other players that made the All-State teams. Eric Salvador led the team in goals and assists with 12 and 7 respectively, and we also had Shane Lopez, who had 2 goals and 4 assists and is also pursued by our competition to transfer. We faced many battles as a team during the season, including the field being condemned and coming back from COVID to a sport that requires so much endurance and stamina. Unfortunately, the last battle for us was in the regional semifinal game, in which we were supposed to be the home team with home field advantage, but after getting rained out for a Friday night game and with no home field, we had to travel to play our playoff game with kickoff at 8:30 a.m. on a Saturday, in what would be our final game of the season. Not only did we have team battles, but personal ones as well. For me, this was my first season coaching in which I didn't have my dad to go vent to brag to, and just talk to after games and practices. He lost a battle to cancer, and I have and had been struggling with this major loss. There are things that can be seen and noticed, but in a sport especially, there are many things that go unseen. The practices, the work you're doing on your own, personal things that each of us face that have nothing to do with the sport but challenge us. Yet we persevere, we persist, we take the losses, the mistakes, the heartache, the letdowns, and we can let it break us, or we can continue. We press on and work harder, endure the pain, and let it fuel the fire to come back stronger. Personally, I feel like I have not come back stronger yet, and I'm a work in progress. But the reason I say this to you right now is to highlight my captains. They not only led on the field, but also off the field. I had an extremely hard time losing my dad, who is my person, my confidant. In fact, I'm a mini version of him. The captains Max, Roman, and Marvin knew this and were my support. Those days where it hit me the most, where I felt like I couldn't go on, they would each step up and take the leadership role, doing more than what was asked of them, with Roman even visiting my dad in hospice, and Max presenting me with a specialized soccer frame of me and my dad. Being a leader doesn't necessarily mean you are the most talented person on a team. Being a leader is showing up and doing more than what is asked. It's what you're doing when no one is watching, having humility and walking the walk. It's not only saying you want to win, you want to be a champion, but showing that in every action. There's a lot of potential here at the stable. But potential is only what could be, not what is. What matters most is what you do with it. To quote something I recently read, the world is full of gifted underachievers. Don't waste your gift. These 3 took their gift and were always working to push each other, to push the team to be better, and also lifting me up at a time when I felt like I couldn't go on. The Team is my second family. In fact, I see them more than my family, especially during the season. But I love each and every one of my players. But with that, I'll move on to the Coaches Award. The Coaches Award is described as the true spirit of Mustang pride. Enthusiastic athlete, extremely passionate about the success of self, teammates, team, and program. This athlete has always walked the walk. He has strived to be first in all fitness tests and leads in the front of fitness workouts. He was always the first one to arrive to practice and the last one to leave, making sure that everything was in order and cleared up. He attended outside activities, including going to watch teammates play in their club games. He always had the gear to rep Blade and showed his Mustang pride. He was even scouted by a college coach at his club game, in which the coach went to watch the other team. He is the only person to be on both regional championship teams in 2018 and 2019 from this season, and also served as captain this year. The only person truly deserving of this award is Marvin Herrera. We also have our best offensive player, who I mentioned in the beginning, which is Eric Salvador. And the trophies hadn't come in yet. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it, so I have his certificate that I made. And then our best defensive player was Max Lopez, which helped the goalies record clean sheets with, I think, 4 goal line clearances. And then the last award for this year that received the trophy is the BHS Award. This award is described as best performing, most successful athlete that teammates and coaches could depend on in key moments. This player always asked for feedback in practices and games. If he made a mistake in a game, he would implement the feedback immediately to make an impact in the game. He could be relied on to stay in games, playing most minutes of every game. Even though he would sometimes complain of injury, he never let it hold him back as an excuse. An example I'll use is getting stepped on. It occurs often in soccer, and with cleats, it hurts. I don't think there's any quality player that hasn't had a bruised toenail and lost it. It's painful, but true players don't let it stop them. This player didn't make those excuses. I mean, he complained, and then he'd do everything anyways. He also led the herd in fitness and was the more vocal one to push the team. He had 2 goals and 1 assist as a center back and started every game. He was also on the 2019 regional championship team, being one of only 2 players to make varsity as a freshman. This year, the boys soccer BHS award went to junior captain Roman Gonzalez Lopez. And with that, I'll move to the 2019 awards. They were a little bit different to what was presented. Our most versatile player was Shaku Wage, and he was an all-state member. I did not write this out first, so I'm trying to go back to 2019 to remember all these. But Shaku was a versatile player. He impressed everybody. He moved from forward to center back and would play any position that he needed, where we needed him. Our MVP for the year was Isaac Salas Torres. He was on the championship teams at Bladensburg, both championship teams. He also played for me at William Wirt Middle School and is a dynamic player. He's a playmaker and a leader without being vocal. He shows it with his actions. The best offensive player from the 2019 season is Jose Argueta. I do not have the stats on me, but he was our game-winning goal scorer in the infamous Bladensburg vs. Parkdale regional semifinal game of the 2019 season, in which he had a viral goal, and that assist was from our best playmaker, which was Dylan Portillo. Our best defensive player, who also had goal line clearances, was Marcio Torres, who made varsity as a freshman. The coach's award is to Lorian Camolo. He was always supporting the team, whether it was behind the camera, whether it was on the field, whether it was putting in extra work, or being a positive influence to the team. So he received the coach's award. And any of you guys watching that you see your awards are here, you need to get them. And the last player that I wanted to present is the Mustang Award. So this player from the 2019-2020 season also had played for me at William Wirt Middle School. He was just an extreme workhorse. I remember there being one day that he had gone to the trainer. The trainer said he legitimately had an injury. I told him, okay. When he came out to tell me, and I thought he was just going to sit, and the rest of the team was running bleachers that day, and so I had turned away, and I turned to look back at the bleachers, and he's getting ready to run up the steps, even with the injury, even though he was supposed to be resting. But that's the type of person he was. He always worked, and he always does work. And unfortunately, we share another thing in common in losing our dads that meant something, that means so much to us, that were our support. I remember seeing his dad at games as well and picking him up from practice, and then seeing this player drive his dad's car as he got older. He's just a truly special person, and his dad was a special person, and I wish he was here to see that he had received this award. But that is to our captain, Alex Garcia. He is the true meaning of the type of player you want. And I'm not sure what else I can even say about him, but I think that wraps it up. Thank you if you made it through, and maybe you can check it later, but thank you for letting me be coach and all the support and love that you all have given me. I love each and every one of you, all my players, my past, present, and future players. And I think that's it. Thank you, and have a good day. Have a good night. Bye.